about 3 years ago by the mass of Edo people to do what he does best to Edo people. That's His Excellency, Mr. Governor. This is put together by the Plantation Owners Forum of Nigeria. And their chairman, very distinguished chairman, is here. A gentleman par excellence, Mr.
POFON has worked closely with the Edo State government for the last 3 years to develop an oil palm program for the state, and we're very happy today to be present at its official launch. POFON as a group is also delighted to partner with the Central Bank of Nigeria in educating and encouraging its members to take advantage of its intervention programs for the oil palm sector. The purpose of this gathering today is to have a discourse among all stakeholders to fully understand the Edo State Oil Palm Program and the CBN Intervention Program for Oil Palm, and to shed light on any gray areas that might exist. We welcome you all to the program and wish you happy deliberation. Thank you very much.
I welcome you all to this very important gathering with the primary objective of exchanging ideas and garnering your support to revive oil palm industry and its entire value chain through financing major micro, small, and medium entrepreneurs and smallholder farmers in Nigeria. I'm also particularly thankful to the Governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, for showing the desired leadership in the development of Nigeria's palm oil sector. I say leadership because when we contemplated the idea of reviving the oil palm plantation, amongst many governors in the south and southeastern part of Nigeria that we spoke with, he came out very, very aggressively, and on his own said he was making available 100,000 hectares of land for this project. And I must say that because he came out very aggressively donating land, he acted as a spur and catalyst to the other governors in the south and southeastern part of the country, and that made them also come forward and also presented their land. Now, I must also say that of all of them, and truth be told, he is the only one that has come out very aggressively to show the direction, and hence we are here this morning. It therefore stands to reason that if we say that we would want to revive the oil palm industry in Nigeria, then Edo State naturally will be the first place to start. I say this because out of about 30 billion naira so far disbursed to entrepreneurs in this sector in the last 1 year, almost 25 billion out of 30 billion has been channeled to support companies that are into oil palm plantation in Edo State. So you can see that I'm speaking with numbers because Edo State has actually taken a frontline position in this. And I can say that with these seats being sown, when I met with the governors regarding oil palm, I said that it is important that we all work together so that we can rediscover our states again, so that our states can truly become economically viable. I can say with all certainty, unequivocally, that with the seeds being sown by Edo State in the cassava, in the oil palm, and I know they play in the fringes in the rice value chain, but particularly on cassava and oil palm, I do not have any doubt in my mind with the kind of loan support that the entrepreneurs are receiving through central bank intervention, Edo State will be economically viable in another 3 years. I'm indeed excited that we have arrived at this juncture in pursuance of the avowed objective of the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari to enhance economic diversification through agriculture. The sole aim of this initiative is to pave the way for greater and more enduring development of the Nigerian oil palm industry. This event today is important in view of the realities and challenges of today's economic environment, considering the need to diversify our monolithic economy from crude oil to productive sectors such as agriculture, which contributes over 20% to GDP and 36% to employment. The strategic potentials of the agricultural sector and its value chain in an economy, if well harnessed, has the potential for rural employment generation, ensuring food security, and foreign exchange conservation through reduced imports into the country. Of particular interest to us today is the current situation in the country's oil palm industry. Oil palm is an important tree crop with immense economic importance as its products, particularly palm oil, which is an important source of affordable edible and non-edible oils for domestic and industrial use. The Nigerian oil palm industry is, however, at a crossroad, as further growth and contribution to the national economy continue to be threatened by inadequate local production and continued reliance on imports. What I'm saying here is that oil palm, from the fruit to the kernel to the shell, even when broken, to even the leaves in an oil palm, all have economic value that they play. We're saying that if we take this project very seriously, it will generate employment. It will revive our industries. It will improve productivity. It will improve the gross domestic product of Nigeria. And indeed, Edo State and Nigeria can become safe and secure again. Distinguished Nigeria yearns for growth. Nigeria yearns for improved employment. Nigeria yearns for development. Nigeria is one country where the climate, the weather is very friendly. Nigeria does not have extreme weather, whether it is extreme cold or extreme heat. God has blessed us. Let us make good use of what God has given to us, not only for the good of our people, for generations and also for our country. Palm oil, in view of its strategic importance, will not be an exception. On this note, I invite us all to put on our thinking caps so that we may debate and deliberate constructively today on how to sustainably finance the palm oil industry. Not just the large one, but also smallholder farmers. Our farmers that own parcels of land in their various rural communities. How can we finance them so that their wealth in the villages can go up? So that rather than us seeing rural to urban migration, we can begin once again to witness urban to rural migration in Nigeria.
Today's event is more than launching the Edo State Oil Palm Program. It is a restatement of our commitment to the diversification agenda of the federal government of Nigeria. It is a restatement of our commitment to economic growth in this country. It is a restatement to our job creation drive. And it's a restatement to the improvement of the quality of lives of the good people of Edo State. Oftentimes, we tend to see oil palm in terms of the end product, which is the crude oil palm, which is used for domestic production. What we fail to see is that there are thousands of jobs that are associated with this plant. What we fail to see are the enormous business opportunities for investors and the millions that can be earned from the exports. You also fail to see that oil palm is very synonymous with APC, the ruling party, because that symbol, our symbol, the broom, is derived from oil palm. By this privilege of having the central bank governor here today in our midst, we are going to move from talking and complaining about what we have lost to concrete actions as to how to regain what we lost. For us in Edo State, you will recall that in the 1930s, we were bequeathed with about 574,000 hectares of land that were reserved for forestry uses by the British government. Unfortunately, due to high rates of deforestation over the decades, some of this forest is now so badly degraded. At the onset of our administration, we undertook a forest audit to try and understand and see what we have left in our forests. Unfortunately, what we found was not too pleasing. We therefore took a decision that we were going to reforest as much as we could, and for those areas that are so badly degraded, we'll now make them available for oil palm production. The principal goal of the Edo State Oil Palm Program is to leverage on what the central bank has initiated. It's for us to de-risk, to remove the critical risk in the oil palm sector by solving the biggest hindrances to plantation farming in Nigeria, and for people to have unencumbered access to land. Under this program, Edo State government has meticulously classified, catalogued, legislated, and created access to about 120,000 hectares of land, which it has now made available strictly for oil palm development. Our land allocation policy. As you know, we have implemented the Geographical Information System in Edo, GIS. And I'm sure as you drive around the city, you see banners and flyers encouraging people to come and obtain their CFOs. And we have reduced the price of CFOs drastically. For 50,000 naira, you can get your CFO today in Edo in less than 90 days. So that technology that now applies, and we will do the same for every piece of property, every land in Edo. So whether you're a small holder or you're a big holder, you'll be able to have very quick access to your land titles. Under our program, we are allocating land in multiples of 5,000 hectares per single investor, which can be increased after adhering strictly to the development plans which we will all agree on. The second principle is that our program is based on technical, financial, and operational capacity. We do not want land grabbers. We're not going to give you land and you keep. We will follow the development programs very strictly. So if we allocate land and you have not completed a development within the agreed period, that land will be forfeited and given to those who are ready to commence their program immediately. The third principle is social inclusion. Because under this program, we're developing an oil palm sector that is intended to have a measurable socio-economic impact on our people and our communities. There will be social inclusion programs which will be strictly enforced, such as your corporate social responsibilities and community action plans, so as to ensure that host communities feel the impact of the investments in oil palm in their domain. The outgoer programs are a key part of our program. So for every 5,000 hectares we give to you, 30% must be reserved for smallholders, outgrowers who you will offtake from, so that some of this money remains in the community and they help you secure your investments within the community. The success of this program will be largely dependent on the buy-in and support of the local communities. That is why this principle is very important. The last principle that guides our program is our reforestation policy. As part of our commitment to RSPO, which means responsible, sustainable palm oil production, and our ambition to claim back our forests, the program stipulates that all investors should commit a certain amount of resources to reforest it in Edo State. We're giving you the land, you're not paying for it, so we expect that for every 4 hectares we give to you, you commit to reforest 1 hectare. So that way, we can begin to grow back our forests. By doing so, it is expected that this program will birth at least 25,000 hectares of new forest land in the next 10 years. This program is one of the key drivers for our diversification plan. Because through the successful implementation of this program, we project that an average of 4 to 5 workers will be employed per hectare of oil palm production, such that by the year 2030, when all of this 120 hectares would have been fully cultivated, we would have created over 600,000 jobs alone from this program. Our goal that we want to eventually be that trigger state for oil palm, because we are the home state for oil palm. And we are not under any delusion. Nigeria requires millions of hectares of land for oil palm. We can't provide all of it, but we can serve as a stimulant to other brothers in the sub-region where oil palm also does well, and create the models for them to also utilize the facilities and the tools that are currently available to expand the growth and cultivation of oil palm in the oil palm belts of Nigeria.
The Governor Obaseki-led administration is committed to a diversified economic base. Specifically, the administration is committed to de-risking the oil palm sector through development of oil palm policy, which creates access to 120,000 hectares of land, rejuvenating the sector as a catalyst to job creation, encouraging secondary and tertiary production, which ultimately enables industries such as pharmaceutical, beauty, skin, hair, and agro-allied industry in the state. The Edo State government has commenced the Edo State Oil Palm Program, ESOPP. The program is aimed at cultivating oil palm in a sustainable manner that is RSPO compliant, which encourages international investment and creates jobs and new industries. The ESOPP completed the process of correctly mapping and making available 120,000 hectares of land within the oil palm bed and owned by Edo State, and we have also interfaced with stakeholders in those regions. In Edo State, we have 18 local governments, but of these 18 local governments, we are going to make available
120,000 hectares in 4 local governments. Those 4 local governments are Ovia Northeast, Ovia Southwest, Oriomo, and Uhumde. In Uhumde, we have about 23,000 hectares. In Oriomo, we have about 51,000 hectares. And whereas in Ovia Southwest, we have 36,759. Northeast, we have 25,329. In line with the need for our economic diversification, the Edo State government is launching the Edo State Oil Palm Program to revitalize the oil palm industry in the state. The program highlights Edo State government enabling policies, plan, and projects aimed at achieving the following by 2030. Provide, facilitate, and allocate 230,000 hectares of land to qualified private investors for oil palm production with a view to increase oil palm cultivation in the short, mid, and long term. Reforest a minimum of 23,000 hectares of land through the Edo State Oil Palm Program Reforestation Plan. Create numerous quality jobs across the spectrum of the sector, nursery, plantation, milling, refinery, and tertiary production by expanding participation to encourage smallholder oil palm farmers to increase the capacity. Increase internally generated revenue. Improve the socio-economic impact in host community through the implementation of approved social infrastructural development initiative. Sustainability and development in the agro-science activity through improved education, NIFO, and College of Agriculture on our mind. Stimulate industries such as pharmaceutical, food, beverage, agro-allied, beauty, and skincare, which are dependent on oil palm derivatives. Locally produce up to 100 metric tons of CPU from formal estate, including outgrower programs. Provide basic infrastructure to facilitate access to land and markets. Create enabling environments and laws to unlock value in the sector. The Edo State government, in an effort to boost all oil palm production in the state, is ready to launch a sustainable oil palm production in Oriomo local government area, Sakwamba and Runigwe oil palm. We currently have an unencumbered land of 51,816 hectares available for immediate cultivation and production. You can see the maps. We've already partitioned them into 5,000 hectare lots. The Edo State government, in the first phase of the oil palm initiative, have identified about 120,000 hectares of land representing 4 local governments, which is Ovia Southwest, Ovia Northeast, Oriomo, and Uhumde. The first phase, we have 2 oil palm beds participated and allocated already. Identify private investors expected to cultivate 5,000 hectares lot with a maximum of 2 lots of 5,000 each. The state government is also committed to providing access to road and identify parcels of land. Sustainable funding. The CBN is expected to partner and make funds available for Edo State Oil Palm Program under the Global Oil Palm Economics of Production Guide, which is about 5,000 hectares which is $5,000 per hectare for land development production. Costs include land preparation, equipment, nursery, in-field harvesting, and transportation. We therefore request the CBN to commit a 68 billion naira funding to the development of our phase 1. Cost of plantation is about 5,000 hectares, $5,000 per hectare, which comes to about 1.3 million per hectare for the first 3 years of pre-fruiting. Estate farmers, 5 hectares, which is about 5,000 hectares, which is about 9 billion. For Edo State farmers, which owns lots of 500 hectares and below, is about 900 million. For smallholder farmers with 10 hectares, that's about 18 million. I will not go into the processing. So, if we look at this pie chart, it basically tells us what we would require of each investor in the sector. We have estate farms, medium-scale farmers, and smallholders. if you have, we require that each of the estate farmers should be able to bring about 25% of their required investment to the table, while we are looking on for CBN to give us about 75%. So if you look at the table, for estate farmers, the smallholders and the medium scale holders, is going to, for our first phase, is going to cost about 91.8 billion. We are expecting our investors to have their 25% equity contribution, which will come to 22.9 billion, and the financing deficit that we require from the CDM will be about 68.8 billion.
Before we have come to the high point of today's event, the unusual CBN governor is coming for the official unveiling and the launch of the Edo State oil palm program. The CBN governor, sir.
Well, before I unveil this program, let me thank Edo State Governor again. And I'm saying this because it's very important so that others can also learn from what he said. He is an investment banker. And if an investment banker who knows the cost of an asset decides to say, investors, come, I will give you land for free, please don't think he is not smart. Because he knows that that land, with that land free, he is sowing his seed. That seed, as it germinates, or eventually germinates, will yield jobs for his people, will create employment for his people, will bring industries back alive again in his state. Insecurity will reduce in his state. The economy of his state will blossom. And by extension, the economy of Nigeria will blossom. Is he dumb? He's not dumb. Why am I saying this? Some of the problem, and he identified it, is that we've always faced, or which investors have always faced, is access to land. So I see this opportunity to please appeal to other state governors to please help Nigeria, help us make land available speedily. Did you hear him? He said he's even paying everybody that owns land or that own properties, that with just 50,000 naira, 50,000 naira, and within 90 days, you get your CFO. He is not dumb. He is smart. So, to the glory of God and service to mankind, for the benefit of Nigeria and Nigerians, for the prosperity of Nigeria, we hereby unveil this program today. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir, CBN Governor. At this point, all right. We'll continue with the program, but the CBN Governor will be shortly on his way out, along with His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Edo State. Please celebrate them as a group. Have your seats, please. The program continues.